This afternoon, we have a case of violation of Article 267 of the Revised Penal Code, which is kidnapping and serious illegal detention involving a Chinese national. And in the effect of the arrest, in plain view, 20 foreign nationals were also involved in violation of the Anti-Financing Accounts Scamming Act or Republic Act 12010. And to give us the opening statement, our spokesperson, Regional Director Ferdinand M. Levin. Sir.
Thank you, sir. Chief Dimitria. Good afternoon, friends from the media. The National Bureau of Investigation, under the able leadership of our beloved Director, Judge Jaime Santiago, presents to all of us another accomplishment by the STF, the Special Task Force, under Attorney Jeremy Loto, who is represented here by his Executive Officer, Agent Richard Sison, on a positive operation. This operation was originally an operation for a rescue of a detained Chinese national working in a scamming hub. The Chinese national called his wife, and the rescue operation was immediately placed in effect. During the course of the rescue operations, the agents personally witnessed and observed an active scamming activity being perpetrated by the group. Agent Richard Sison is here for the details of the case. Sir.
Thank you, sir. On February 17, the NBI-STF received a complaint from the wife of one of the victims of this Pogo office. According to her, her husband was detained by four bosses of the Pogo. At first, yung asawa niya is sabi niya nasa Laguna and then nililipat sa Parañaque. So we conducted surveillance then on February 17, and noong the other day, February 25, we successfully rescued the victim. And in effect, pagdating namin doon, abutan namin, isa lang doon sa boss. Yung dalawa hindi nakapunta. However, abutan namin sa loob ng opisina ang 19 others na empleyado ng Pogo who still working despite the fact na alam naman natin na pinatitigil na matagal itong Pogo. So, their activities are AFASA or the Anti-Financial Scamming Act. So, with that, in a plain view manner, we arrested all of the employees of this Pogo company. And we rescued the victim as well.
President from the media. Yes, sir. You're recognized.
Yes.
Mr. Low.
Yeah. So how was? Can we get more details about how the victim was? Was he
Mr. Low,
recruited?
can you use the microphone, please?
Okay, sorry.
Hi, I'm Barnaby Lowe from Al Jazeera. Can we get more details about how the victim was maybe recruited? You know, how did he get into the Pogo? What was he doing there? What was he forced to do? Yeah.
He was a usual employee of this Pogo company. However, he wanted to get out of the Pogo and live here in the Philippines and eventually go back to China with his Filipino wife. However, he was being threatened by the boss of the Pogo not to leave. And if ever he will leave, he has to pay 500,000 for his liberty. So with that, he contacted his wife and asked for help. And to that effect, the NBI acted through the complaint of the wife of the victim.
So he wasn't trafficked. He was working as a regular employee of the Pogo, but he wanted to get out.
Yes, yes.
Tarek from ABS-CBN.
Sir, bali po itong ating victim po, ano pong ginagawa po sa kanya? Sinasaktan din po ba siya? Dino-torture? Ano po yung activities kaya po nagreklamo na itong asawa niya?
According sa asawa, hindi siya pinalalabas ng bahay. Kung sakaling nagbabiyahe sila, kasama siya ng boss, at kung lalabas man siya, may personal na pangangailangan, restricted siya. Kahit pagbili ng pagkain, ayaw siyang... Pero yung physical na pananakit, wala naman. Pero dinidetain siya, wala siyang cellphone, wala siyang kahit anong communication. Nakikipag-communicate lang siya sa asawa niya during work time. Nakakapuslit siya through Viber, nakakontak niya yung asawa niya.
Nasaan na po yung ating victim po ngayon?
Nasa baba po nasa baba. They asked for secrecy muna kasi sobrang na-traumatize siya, pati yung asawa niya kasi buntis. So, they wanted to get out of the picture muna.
Okay. Ito naman po sa Pogo po natin, anong klase pong scam hub yung nakita po natin yung operate nila?
Meron po sila doon love scam. So, meron din po sila mga cryptocurrency, investment scamming activities. Halo-halo na po. Kaya po pagpunta namin doon, plain view. Lahat po ng computer sila nakabukas. And with that, we immediately conducted an on-site examination. And the computers seized are now subject to forensic examination by way of WECD or application of warrant.
And to clarify po, saan po natin sila nalakip? Ano po ito? Kondo po ba ito? Saan natin sila nahuli?
Sa Asiana po, Asiana, dito lang po, malapit sa amin, dito lang po sa Parañaque.
Okay po. Sir, this is not, of course, the first time po na meron pa rin tayo na-relate despite po yung pagbaban po ng Pogo. And recently nga lang po, within the area po, meron po dito kahit malapit din po sa NBI. Ano pa po yung mga actions na gagawin po natin? And marami po pa talaga na hindi po natatakot kahit almost clear na po sila dun sa law enforcement agencies natin.
Patuloy ang ginagawa ng NBI at other law enforcement agencies after the proclamation by the President, President Bongbong Marcos, na itigil na itong Pogo, kung kaya't ito ay patuloy na tinitingnan ng NBI. Hindi lamang ng NBI, kasama na rin dito ang PNP at PAO. Kung kaya't maraming division sa NBI ay patuloy na nag-ooperate sa mga ganitong klaseng scam hubs. Nag-disintegrate sila, guerrilla type of operations. Maliliit na lang yung kanilang operation centers. Mostly condo na lang ito. Hindi kagaya dati, you have Bamban and you have Porac in Pampanga. Nag-disintegrate sila, but they are now also resorting to other scamming operations.
Thank you po.
Ian Cruz from GMA7, sir. You are recognized. Chino, sorry. Ian Cruz pa.
Ng Monte si Ian Cruz. Sir, good afternoon. Kidnapping, serious illegal detention, Pogo. So, three issues na common to a recent activity na nangyari, na parang inuugnay sa kidnapping of one foreign student. Is there a link na nakikita ng NBI or is there an investigation going to that? Kasi kung sila lang din naman ang nasa likod ng mga kidnapping, illegal detention na ganito, baka may possibility ba na iisa lang na grupo ito dun sa lukot na Chinese students sa Cavite?
Is we are doing an analytics on these types of criminal activities, from Pogo operations, scamming, to kidnapping, torture, and human trafficking, which is very much part of this. And in some operations, we discovered may illegal drugs na involved and illegal possession of firearms. Ginagamit ng kanilang muscle group. Ito yung remaining operations, ito yung remnants ng Pogo. But only itong mga Pogo operators went out. The others who are still here, they are already resorting to different types of scamming operations. Still using some of the Chinese who are still here. And pumapalo na rin sila dun sa human trafficking, kagaya nito, this is kidnapping. Ayaw na nilang paalisin yung iba na gustong umalis.
So sir, nabanggit mo muscle group. Ano yung muscle group? Parang grupo ng enforcers? Ano ba tawag dun sa mga?
Well, a few months back, merong present ang NBI na nahulihan ng baril. Ito yung ating mga rogue law enforcement officers na sumali o kaya sumama as security nila. Nahulihan namin ng baril, nag-serve sila as bodyguards because kumikita sila dito ng mga 100,000 a month. So, if they are only paid while in service, something like 40 to 50,000 a month, this is a better opportunity for them.
So sir, categorically, last na lang, posibleng may kinalaman yung sino man ang nasa likuran nito dun sa mga kidnapping sa Taguig kasi Pogo related din daw yun or tinitingnan pa?
That is a logical assumption. That is a logical assumption. We're looking into that. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you are recognized.
Sir, Benedict Samson po from GNTV. Sir, ano pong mga kakaharaping kaso ng mga suspect at masasubject po ba for deportation?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For the boss, he will be facing case of kidnapping and serious illegal detention under Article 267 of the Revised Penal Code. While yung 19 others will face the social engineering scheme under Section 4B1 of RA 12010 or the APASA law. Ngayon yung kidnapping po, medyo mabigat po ang penalty niyan as well as yung APASA. So in the event naman po na they will be convicted, they will serve the penalty of imprisonment dito, and then after that, ipa-deport po natin ito mga ito.
Nancy Carvajal, you are recognized, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. This begs the question. Madami na po kasi talagang splinter group ng mga Pogo, sir, na pumalat. Is it not impossible for them to have like cuddlers or protectors na local? Kasi, di ba, they won't proliferate anywhere. They cannot engage in any leasing ng businesses kung wala silang Filipino, sad to say, mga Filipino cuddlers or protectors behind them. Meron na ba tayong na-identify or leads to, hindi lang yung driver, hindi lang yung parang, meron mo bang ganun na tinitignan? Thank you.
While we cannot discount that possibility, we are looking into that. Yung kanilang ability to continue to hold and operate in some areas, may continuity kasi yung lease nila. If we look at their lease agreements, 2 years, 3 years ito. So they try to maximize yung kanilang existing lease contracts. So ginagamit na lang nila ito sa scamming activities. We are looking into that seriously, yung connivance, yung collaboration ng other officials or mga elective or appointed officials. I would like to believe that yung ibang LGUs nagko-cooperate na rin sa law enforcement agencies.
Alright, last two questions. Yes, sir, you are recognized. Followed by Ma'am Ninfa, and then we go back to Al Jazeera.
Sir, dito sila pang DCRD. Baka ko dun sa kaso. Sir, yung biktima is Chinese, yung asawa niya ng babae na nag-complain sa inyo, Pilipina ba?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yung biktima, magiging witness po ba siya o maaari din po ba siya makasuhan?
Witness po siya. Sa matter of fact, pati yung wife niya is magiging witness din. Kasi siya mismo yung victim at very willing siyang magsampa ng kaso all the way.
Doon sa 24 na to, ilan sa kanila yung masasampahan ng kidnapping? Doon sa nares.
So una kasi sa report, apat ang alleged na humahawak sa kanya. Unfortunately, pagdating namin doon, isa yung boss na doon, managing the 19 employees. So, pero hanggang ngayon, yung imbisigahan namin, yung tatlo, hawak naman namin yung mga pangalan nila.
Bali, possible isa ka lang sa ngayon yung
Yes po.
yung tatlo yung investigat pa kung
Yes,
kasama.
yes po, yes po.
Pero nandiyan.
Nandito po yung isa doon sa apat.
Okay, thank you, please.
Ma'am Lipa Ravelo, ready to ask question, ma'am?
Lipa Ravelo po, Easy Global Research. Pa-clarify lang po, so sila po ay empleyado ng supposedly legitimate POGO noon? Tama sir?
Yes po, yes po. Noon po, legitimate pa yung kanyang operation. Not until dineclare na ng Presidente, President BBM na illegal na po lahat ng POGO. From that day, hindi na po huminto ang mga law enforcement agencies sa pagtugi sa mga POGO companies.
So pwede malaman ko ano yung pangalan ng POGO company nila? So they used to be licensed POGO. Kailangan mag-return sir. And sila, sir, yung po bang nung legitimate pa sila, licensed pa sila, hindi pa sila binaban, yun pa rin po yung opisina kung saan sila nahuli, yun din po ba yung office nila dati? Ibig sabihin hindi na sila umalis, sir?
They were doing business under the name LWE. That's the trade name of their business when they used to operate POGO. On POGO, after the pronouncement by the President after December 31, 2024, ay illegal na operations.
And kung saan po sila nahuli, yun din po yung dati nilang office, ibig sabihin hindi na po sila umalis doon.
According po doon sa ating victim na Chinese, previously nahuli na sila sa Pasay. So lumipat sila sa Pampanga hanggang sa bumalik na sila sa Parañaque.
So bagong lipat po sila?
Yes po, yes po. According sa ating victim, parang nag-2 months pa lang sila dito sa Parañaque.
And the profile na po ba sila, sir, sila kung talagang POGO sila sa legitimate POGO o bagong recruit din sila para sa scam hub?
Sa kayo po talaga, wala nang legitimate na POGO.
Sir, they used to be working for...
Yes po, lahat naman po sila, puro sila nagtatrabaho before sa legitimate na POGO. Noong nga lang po, noong pinagbawal na sila, kanya-kanya na po silang, ano na po silang lipat-lipat.
So medyo matagal na rin po itong ganyan po dito sa Pilipinas, sir? Hindi sila bagong recruit from China?
Yes ma'am, matagal na po sila dito. Matagal na po.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ma'am Lipa. Yes, sir, you are recognized, and then we will go back to the gentleman from Al Jazeera.
Good afternoon, sir. Nano Chikakas, DCRH. Sir, before, yung legal pa yung POGO, may record po ba kayo, sir? Kung ilan po yung mga POGO company before?
I believe the PAGCOR maintains the records of...
So wala po pinidors po sa inyo, sir, ng mga listahan?
We don't have that at the moment.
Okay. So, sir, dahil ito, 20 sa Parañaque, na-trace na po ba ito, sir? Kung may mga record ito, mga wanted ito sa ibang bansa, may mga criminal records ito, sir?
The names were already supplied with our Interpol division for further cross-checking.
And then lastly, sir, on my part, karamihan kasi ngayon, sir, mga fly-by-night na mga pag-i-scam, POGO, lahat. Legit yung POGO pero hinaluan nila ng illegal, kaya yun ang nagiging bawal sila. So, dito sa NBI, malapit, marami dito, sir, na mga buildings, may mga lumalabas sa Chinese. May mga ano na po ba tayo, sir, na monitor na under surveillance po ng NBI. Dito lang sa...
The intelligence service of the NBI and the different operating divisions of the NBI as well as the regional and district offices were under strict instructions from the Director Judge Jaime Santiago to continue monitoring and effecting operations dito sa illegal scamming activities ng dating mga POGO operators.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Last-
Information.
Thank you. Last question. Mr. Lo from Al Jazeera.
Sir, how many more of these small-scale guerrilla scam hubs are you watching or you estimate to still be operating in the Philippines? And why do you think they still exist despite the relentless crackdown by the Philippine government since January?
As to the number, we do not have the exact figure, but rest assured that relentless yung aming crackdown dito. They still continue to do this because meron pa silang kinikita dito. Yung different scamming activities nila, meron pang nabibiktima. And they still have that structure. Remember, may system pa sila available. They still have the apps. They still have the computers. Kaya ito yung kinukuha ng aming agents.
Would it be partly because the only penalty for them is to get deported? You know, they don't go to jail in the Philippines.
No, they have been charged. Most of them have been charged. Some of them have already been deported, but others are still they still face cases in court.
So there are some of them who face cases in court in the Philippines and are not deported to China.
Yes, those with still pending incidents before the court or the prosecutor, hindi ito basta-basta na-report until after the case having resolved with finality and kung convicted sila, they will have to serve the sentence and the penalty.
Just one last quick question. You said you don't know exactly how many of these are still operating in the Philippines, but I believe back in January, the Bureau of Immigration said around 11,000 Chinese nationals are still working in these scam hubs. Is that still the estimate, given the many raids that the government has operated on?
Well, that's the figure of the Bureau of Immigration. I would like to believe it's around that. Despite the many operations and the arrests by all the law enforcement agencies.
Still 11,000. Oh,
Yes, sir.
okay. Thank you, sir.
That ends our press conference. Thank you very much, members of the media. Mabuhay po kayo, and to God be the glory.